Hi everyone and welcome back. I'm with Shawnna Molina. How are you?
I'm good. How are you, Tom?
I'm pretty good. Glad to see you back and
Thank you.
you're back on. And boy, that was a good story.
On our
About
accreditation.
your accreditation.
Yeah.
And once more, I mean, 3 years, I believe that's 27.
27 years, yes, of successful accreditations, and it's a rigorous process, so we're very happy to have that over with.
That's a good track record.
Yes, yeah.
Okay. And of course, this is, I believe, your first year. You might be in your second year now, but I believe it's a...
I haven't even made it a year yet.
Okay,
yeah,
right.
It'll be a year this July.
Okay. And so that's great.
Yeah.
And do you still have all of the staff, or basically all the staff that Mike Sweeney had before?
Yeah, we're all there. We have all the same people, and we're doing great things and building a really strong team. So I'm really proud of everything we're doing together.
Okay. And of course, most of us, I would assume, at least myself, I basically only know about the ARC here in Amador County, but there's, you have an ARC as well in Calaveras.
Yeah, we have two campus for our community service programs. So we have our Amador campus, which is in Sutter Creek, our Sutter Hill, and then we have our San Andreas Calaveras campus located in San Andreas. We also have a department in downtown Jackson, our whole life services supported living department, and in our we have supported employment through our Sutter Hill office.
Okay.
Our campus in Sutter
Now,
Hill.
you do a lot of outreach because you're just about everywhere, I think, both the kids, the adults, and as well, you know, your team members and things like that. So I think most people know what it is that ARC does, or is that true? Do they?
Yeah, we might run into a few people that haven't heard of us before or maybe know a little bit, but we're always willing to share all the great things that we're doing in terms of our community services, recreation programs, and supported living, everything. So if you don't know, ask. We'll tell you.
Okay. I find I always learn a little bit more almost every time. I think today, right before we went on camera, I'd ask, like, what age does ARC start serving the clients that are there? And you answered? 22.
So through the school system, consumers that would go to the ARC will go to school until they're age 22 or they graduate, whichever comes first. There are some cases where we'll have an 18 to 21-year-old come to our program because they've graduated the high school services.
Okay, so maybe the clients that you have would be going in the school system here, and they would be in like special needs.
Yeah, there's a Trillia program through the Amador County Office of Education. They do wonderful things. I actually had an opportunity meeting Kendra, one of the staff there, and it was really warming to see what they do.
Okay, but they go to school till they're 22.
Through the Trillia program.
Okay, the Trillia program. Okay, and but some graduate earlier.
They can, yes, yeah.
Okay, and what happens to them? Can they join up with the ARC
Yeah,
earlier
so
then?
we are governed by Valley Mountain Regional Center, which is kind of the middleman between the state and us.
Okay.
And so they would give us what they call a purchase or refer a consumer to our program based on our program plan.
Okay, we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we'll find out more about the ARC. So stay with us right here on TSPN.
You're watching Amador County's local television network, TSPN.
Hi, everyone, and welcome back. I'm with Shawnna Molina. And we were talking about the ARC, and let's talk about the facility. It's been there a while. You take kids from, not kids, or adults by now when they're 22. And I've been out there plenty of times for the Christmas time when they're selling off ARC Creations,
Yes,
right?
yes.
And that's always a great time, and I've been out there a few other times. They don't live there, right? That's just the school.
Yeah. So our supported living, we have about 31 consumers or people served that live on their own in apartments and have supported help from one of our departments in terms of community integration, shopping, transportation, healthy choices, and so on. And there's also group homes within the two counties where consumers could live in group homes, and they also live with guardians or parents. So there's quite an array of where people live and what they do, but they don't live on campus.
Okay. Do many live singly, like in one house, one person? Like
all of our supported living, our consumers, our people served in supported living, live independently in their own apartments, in their own houses.
Do we have any married couples?
There are married couples,
Okay.
yes. Yeah, quite a few.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And that's great. Now, One of the things you were credited for and were, rated exemplary was in the, the outreach. I believe it's the outreach or getting people into the mainstream.
Community integration, yeah.
Okay.
So our services are quite an array. We have a goal of having 50% or more community integration, meaning we're out volunteering at the food bank, at the animal shelter. We're cleaning up parks and the local lakes, Comanche, Hardy
do
Reservoir.
most of your clients want to have jobs, or do they just realize that's a way to get some money?
Oh, yeah.
I don't mean it like that, but I guess where
No.
I'm coming from, they must enjoy being productive.
Everybody enjoys being productive. Yeah, it's rewarding. So getting their paycheck, they know that we can go out and spend our money, and so they're very productive people. And I invite anyone to come by and tour our facility at any time. We do pay minimum wage. We don't pay any sub-minimum wage or anything less. So anyone that works on our crews get paid minimum wage. We have contracts throughout the community where we go and do janitorial service, and which is all.
I'm a little curious now. Now, do your clients work for the business, or do they work in an arrangement? Do they work for like you, and then you're a placement to business?
There's both.
As well?
There's both.
Okay.
So our supported employment, we'll go in when they work for the business and they're on the business payroll, and support them in any problems they may be having in terms of showing up to work on time. And so we'll discuss and coach on. We find out maybe there was a transportation problem and they couldn't make it to work, so we help them figure out a new transportation route, or with public transit, or however, walking, biking.
Okay, now do you reach out to businesses, or do businesses just know of you and say, we'd like to have a couple of more people on our crew, can you help out?
We do a little bit of both. Elisha Knigge, our Director of Supported Employment, attends all of the chamber events, business association events, and has some really great relationships with a lot of the community vendors. And she's able to, we have the highest rating one of the highest ratings in the state of California for Department of Rehabilitation job placements.
Okay, now I would assume that you might get a lot of people that you run into the ARC that come by there that are say, gee, I really enjoy seeing the people of the ARC out there in the community holding down jobs and in all aspects of life, I guess mainstream life. But I mean, there's such an integrated part into the community. I know I'm out there all the time, and I'm always bumping into friends.
Yeah, we're all over. So just like you and me are all over, it's a part of what Amador County is, and we're glad to be a part of that.
Okay, and Calaveras works the same way?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. They have their satellite site and have a campus, and they do all the same programs, and supported living covers both campuses, or both counties actually, and so does supported employment.
Okay, so we talked a little bit about work. They also do, it seems to me, like there's some school down there, some arts and crafts going on.
Right. So in our day programs, what we work on is helping people establish goals for life and vocational skills. So we will do social coaching or computer classes, technology classes, gardening, horticulture, I mean, you name it, and we have a curriculum that goes with it. So it's all based on individual goals and choices and what they want to do and what their outcomes for their goals will be.
Okay. Now, you used to work, I asked you right before we came on, to remind me once again, you worked with the Boys and Girls Clubs of SAC, and how do you find, obviously it must be different, but how's it in some ways the same?
Well, it's nonprofit, so it's very the same in that sense. You do have to be creative in finding funding sources or finding continued support. So visibility is obviously a really key factor in gaining community support and funding. There's a lot of grant involvement. Prior to the Boys and Girls Clubs, I was with Jefferson County Council on Aging, which also served developmentally disabled adults. So we kind of carried two hats under one name.
Okay, so you write for grants and things like that. Is there also federal monies that comes, or state monies, just to help people out in some program, I mean, that's directly funded from the government itself?
We are in the state budget.
Okay.
There is a lot of scare around the state budget in terms of cuts. We have been cut several times in terms of our reimbursement rate, and recently were restored a 3%. We were cut, but we still have a 1.25 to be restored, and haven't received any sort of cost of living increases or any sort of reimbursement increases in over 10 years. So it is challenging.
Now, is that for your staff, or meaning?
So for our
You're
services,
talking about-
the state will pay the regional center, the Valley Mountain Regional Center, a dollar amount that will reimburse us for the consumers we serve and for what we do.
Okay, and you don't get any federal dollars? Or you
If
do
the state
from-
gets federal dollars, it's funneled through the state, but
Okay.
we don't directly get federal dollars.
Okay. Now, what are some of the people that you reach out to for grants? What kind of grants are you able to get?
Foundation and government grants. We're just now starting to write. In the past, prior to me being here, we had Walmart grants, Amador Community Foundation grants. So right now we're trying to expand that horizon and really hit some of the local foundations like Lowe's Foundation, Coca-Cola, and just corporate foundations.
If you had more money, could you offer more services, or what?
If we had more money, we could enhance our services and offer more services. I think that expanding is a really important part of really being the quality we want to give. So more money always helps in that sense.
Okay. Now, do you get more, it just occurred to me, do you get more clients? Like maybe some people might say, you know, that Amador County, they've got a good program. Maybe we should move on up there, honey, so they could help out with our family.
It's known to happen, yes, but right now, because of our economic crisis and lack of jobs, people have to move to where jobs are. So if
Okay.
they live with, if our people live with family members, they have to move with their family members to wherever that job is, or selling of a home. So you see the fluctuation on both sides.
Okay. And you used to have you have programs too where they used to do like some of the waste programs. That's probably not the right term, but collect like the cans and bottles at businesses and things like that.
Right, we do Party, Comanche,
Okay.
the local reservoir pickup for recycling. So if you're out and you're throwing your things away, please be sure to separate them. It helps us a lot. And then the money goes to the consumer. Well, they get paid the minimum wage, and so it supports our programs.
Okay. I'm going to give you the last 30 seconds, 40 seconds or so. You want to look at the camera there and
Yeah.
tell people how they can support you and help you out?
Yeah, so visit our website, www.arcofamador.org, or just Google Arc of Amador and Calaveras and look through our website. We also have some fundraisers coming up. On April 27th, there's the Motherlode Jazz Festival, which will be shared with the Arc of Amador and Jackson Business and Community Association. So just be sure to know that we're there and look us up.
Okay. I really want to thank you for coming
Thank
by,
you.
Shawnna,
Yeah.
and congratulations on your accreditation.
Yes, thank you.
And good luck to all the clients. And stay with us. More coming up after this break.
You're watching Amador County's #1 news and sports leader, TSPN.